host, Sherry from Storehouse Media. How are you, Sherry? I know you're excited about our guest.
Hi, Neil. Yes, I'm doing great. And I'm really excited about these guests. They are fun.
All right, so our guest today is Anthony, and he's going to talk to us about the Wiggles podcast. Anthony, thanks for stopping by.
Oh, mate, good to be here. It's good to be anywhere at my age.
All right, Anthony. So let's talk about why the podcast.
Well, the podcast is a resource for parents, and it's all about parenting. And Lockie, Simon, and myself are parents. We're also Wiggles, and I suppose sharing information and speaking to experts in parenting, uh, and also letting people feel less guilty about what they perceive as their failures in parenting. We're all in this together, and we can all learn from each other, and in the end, uh, make parenting less stressful, and then the children happier.
All right, go with your question, Sherry.
Yeah. So you guys been around for a while, right? Like 1991, I think, is when you started. So you know what is there's a lot of children's, shows and stuff, but you guys, you're unique. And I know because I watched you with my children back, back in the day, and they're grown now. They're grown. So what is your message that you want to give to the kids and the parents?
Well, it's always been the Wiggles have always been about encouraging children to be themselves and to explore the world around them, and to be very positive about their environment, who they are, what they like. We always encourage healthy eating, fruit salad, yummy, yummy, um, hot potatoes. And we've also always tried to speak to the child in a language that the child understands. And I suppose that's what we're all about. We're all about pro-social skills, like being nice to each other. I think we try and model that. And all over the world, the message is the same. Families and children, they want to get on with each other, and that's what we want to promote.
All right, Anthony. So what the when you heard podcast, what did you think?
Well, there's a lot of podcasts out there, and I do enjoy my podcast as I'm driving the big red car around. And I, I I thought, if we're going to do a podcast, let's make it true to ourselves. Let's make it honest, and and see if we can help people with the podcast.
Go ahead, Sherry.
Well, you've got a tour going on in 2025, right?
We do. We're touring the states
Yeah,
for the
tell
first
us
time.
about that.
The last time we toured was before COVID hit, and it's just fantastic to be out there performing again. We're going to the UK, and then we go to the States and Canada. We have a great time. We have a really good show. It's so interactive. We get children and families just to stand up. It's like a rock concert for kids. It's just the best. And we have the big red car drive on stage, and it's just brilliant, mate. Yeah, we're going all over the place. I can tell you, we're going to Vancouver, Seattle, Portland, Oakland, Fresno, Los Angeles, Tucson, San Antonio. My eyes aren't great. Austin, Houston, Arlington, Memphis, Nashville,
Oh wow.
and
All
all over
right.
the place.
Okay. So who's on the podcast with you, Anthony, for the Wiggles podcast?
Simon, he's the Red Wiggle, and Lockie. Lockie has twins. He has two-year-old twins. Simon has a toddler, little boy toddler son, and my children are now 20, 19, and 18. So we've got the full spectrum of parenting, and we during the podcast, we bring in experts to talk about things. The other day we had Terry Irwin, Steve Irwin's
Okay.
widow, and she came on and spoke about grief, which was a really good thing to speak about, because every family goes through some sort of loss and grief.
Okay. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Sherry.
I
Another question.
Yeah, your podcast. I mean, it's new, right? It's your first ever podcast that you put out. And and Neil, asked about it, but what what was the reason for doing this? Is it because everybody else is, like you want to be relevant, or is you had that message you wanted to tell? What was the whole reason for starting this?
Yeah, Sherry, that's a great question. It really wasn't about, oh, everyone's doing a podcast, let's do a podcast. It was really prompted by actually Simon and Lockie, who are children of adults of parents, sorry, of young children, and they were searching around for resources, and they thought, well, we've got a lot of experience ourselves now, and let's get other experts in. So parents like ourselves who are after a little few tips can get on. And I think that was the motivation for the podcast, was really providing a resource for parents that they could use.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. And so this is for kids and adults in a way, because you're interviewing interesting people sometimes, but also do you try to make it entertaining throughout the time for the kids, the podcast?
No, no, Neil, it's really just for adults, I think.
Oh, really?
It's not really for our preschool audience would not
So
relate
the
to
parents,
this.
more parents. So when you're marketing to, it's more that parent end then, right?
That's right. And the parents, some of the parents have grown up with the Wiggles. They're now
Right.
25, 30. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, so it's quite funny that, but yeah, no, it's for the adults, and not for the children. Yeah.
I think it's awesome. It was an awesome idea, of why you did it and how you came up with it. But we talked about, you just got through talking about, parents grew up. Are you watching like it's a generational thing? Like I told you, my kids, watched it when they were smaller. I mean, hours of the Wiggles. And do you notice how the parents that watched it younger now they're bringing in their kids, and you guys have the songs, and you have the dinosaur, the octopus, all those same characters.
You remember them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've still got Dorothy the dinosaur. We've
All
still
right.
got Henry the octopus,
Yeah.
Captain Feathersword the pirate, Wags the dog. We've got now 8 Wiggles, so 4 women, 4 men. We're more culturally diverse as well. Incredibly talented people they are. I'm the last one left of the originals. Um, but but we do have at the shows, we have parents who grew up with the Wiggles, and now they're bringing their children,
Absolutely. Isn't that
and
great?
it's just fantastic.
Absolutely. Do you have a song for us to end the show?
Oh, mate, I'm not the singer.
Oh, you're
I'm
not the singer. You
sorry.
can't sing at all. Okay.
I'm the worst. I've lost my voice over the years, but if one of the singers was here, do you know what? Come on, come and sing. This is just my nephew. He's in the show, and he's
Okay.
bringing me a guitar, and we'll do a
Okay.
quick. That's Dom. Come here, Dom.
Hi, everyone.
Okay.
Everybody clap. Everybody sing. La 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 la.
Do you remember that, Sherry?
Bow to your partner.
I do. I do.
Then you turn around. Hands in the air. Rock-a-bye your bear. Bear's now asleep.
How about that?
All right. Appreciate
guys
it, guys.
rock
Best
it.
people could check out the podcast anywhere, right? The Wiggles podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Wiggle Talk, it's called.
And then also, where can people go to your website for tour information, right? For the US.
Absolutely. Come along, bring the family.
All right. Thanks again. Appreciate it, Anthony.
Thanks,
Thank-
guys. Lovely
All
to
right.
talk.
You're
Thank
listening
you.
and watching
Bye-bye.
the special simulcast of the Neil Haley Show in the Storehouse.